So I'm back on the beautiful stretch of the Leeds and Liverpool Canal. It's a lovely summer's morning, mist rising off the water and the sun's out. And the plan today is to try to target the bigger fish using sweet corn and worms. And by bigger fish I mean some of the lovely tench that are in this stretch. There's also some cracking bream as well. So when I'm on the canal, well, it's quite a bit of a walk to the pegs from where I park, so I do try to travel light. All I've got is a rucksack. I've got a sort of a keep net bag full of bits and bobs, a hold all, and I keep it all on a little trolley. And that's what I use to drag my tackle along the bank, as it were. So the weather's been all over the place really. It's done a little bit of raining and now the sun's out. It's still very cloudy, so it's not as hot as it has been over the last well, 2 or 3 weeks really. Yesterday there was lots of thunderstorms and heavy rain, so that's freshened things up, and certainly the rivers needed some extra rain as well. But back on the canal again today to see if I can tempt a few fish. Just a quick look at the gear I'll be using. I've got an 11-foot rod, perfect for canal fishing. I've got a 2,500 reel loaded with a 3-pound line, and I've got a nice little canal waggler that's going to be able to deal with bigger baits like worms and sweet corn. So bait for today is sweet corn and worms for the hook, and I've also got some hemp seed to feed. So all I've been doing is just feeding a small amount of sweet corn like that on a regular basis, and probably about, I don't know, 6 grains there, something like that. And I've been putting around about that amount of hemp seed in along with that sweet corn. So I've just got a absolutely clonking canal bream, beautiful fish, quite lively. There we go. Beautiful canal bream. Fabulous. It's absolutely chuffed to bits with that. I've been fishing for about, I don't know, maybe about an hour and a half, and I've been constantly putting, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 grains of sweet corn and also just a small pouch of hemp fairly regularly into the swim. And I noticed I was starting to get some line bites. My float was sort of moving up and down in the water a little bit, so I thought maybe that's a shoal of bream moved in. So I put double sweet corn on the hook, and as the float settled it lifted up a little bit and I struck and hit into a lovely bream, and I'm absolutely over the moon with that. Happy days. So after I caught that bream it went really quiet. I got a couple of other little indications on the float, but no proper bites. So what I've done now is I've come a little bit closer in and I've chopped some worms up, put a big worm on the hook, and I'm going to see if I can catch either some perch or, as I have done in the past here, some tench. They seem to have a liking for worms, so fingers crossed. It'd be great to get a tench. Absolutely great. Chuffed to bits with that bream, but let's see if we can catch a few more. So my peg's now covered in this floating weed and I'm struggling to sort of cast in. So as it started to rain and we've got some black clouds accumulating and the wind's kicking up and it's not easy to get a brolly in where I am, I've decided to beat a retreat and head home. So it's just a short session on the canal this morning. I've enjoyed it. It's been a bit tough. I've had one fish, one really nice bream, which I'm pleased with. I caught that on double sweet corn. Took around about an hour and a half to catch that fish. I'd got some signs on the float, just a few bobs and things, and then it lifted and I struck into it and there's a lovely bream on the end, which hopefully I got on camera, which I think I did. And then it went dead. It went absolutely quiet. I think probably the clear water meant that the bream was sort of spooked then, and they never kind of settled back. I got a couple of indications on the float thinking, are they back? But they didn't seem to be. So what I did was I chopped some worms up and I fished that close in, firmly expecting to get a perch pretty much straight away, just so I get a bite. And that didn't happen. I didn't get a perch, which is really unusual. But I stuck at it because if you do that on this particular stretch, you can get tench like that. And I've had some nice tench doing that method. Worm fishing quite shallow, which I'd actually found out by fishing for perch and happened to get a few tench doing that. So the weather started to turn. We've got black clouds, we've got wind, we've got rain, and then all my peg got covered in this sort of floating weed, and that basically was the end of the line for me. So I've decided to pack up, head home and get a lovely big cup of coffee. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you would. I'd be really grateful. Thanks very much, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.